Welcome to Kim's Art Alchemy. Thought I would try something a little different today. I've mixed up 60 ounces of resin and I'm using the Craftor resin. And this resin can't decide what temperature it wants to be. Mix that up a little bit. Okay, somewhere between 32 and 33. So I'm going to decant. My first layer, I am gonna do a bloom. And I'm gonna put a bee in the center of my bloom. So I'm just gonna decant about 5 grams because I just want that little itty bitty bloom again. And I am gonna do 2 layers. But I am not gonna do the lace effect. I'm gonna let you guess. Or just keep you on the sidelines wondering what's gonna happen. So for my bloom, I am going to use, of course, Julie's bloom paste. And I'm going to put, this actually came out to 6 grams. So I'm gonna do 1 drop of the bloom paste. And we'll mix that up. And for my alcohol ink, I thought I would use the Artfinity alcohol ink in Indigo. Be a nice dark color. All right, so that's been given a pretty good mix. So I need to put this bee down the other way. So let me get this down. Get that first layer in there. I don't know if this will completely cover up my bee or not, but hopefully. Hopefully there's not any bubbles under there. And hopefully that's somewhere in the center. So I'm gonna pour the rest of my resin into the body of the bee. And hopefully it will behave. I think that was pretty perfect. Come on. Last drop. There we go. I'm gonna torch all this. Try not to get too close to the mold. I did put my resin in my vacuum chamber. I have an amazing one. It's that dome-shaped one by Let's Resin, and I love it. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna do 1 drop. Well, maybe 2. See how dark that is? Darn it, I don't want it to spit like that. They all seem to do that though. Do I want 2 drops or just the 1? I think just the 1. Now that that alcohol's had a chance to disperse, it's safe to torch. Otherwise, I would not torch it. And I'm using just a small torch. You can see by the size of my hand. This is a small one. These are the bigger ones. So it's just a little one. And my bee looks pretty perfectly positioned. Believe it or not. This video is in collaboration with Marie Louise of Marie Louise Art for Talent Tuesday. And if you missed her video, you're definitely going to want to go back and catch it. Her video was just before mine. I will have her link in the description below. And you're definitely going to want to see what she came up with for this week's video. Now we wait. Okay, we are back for layer 2. And my thought is to do a Larimar on top of a bloom. So I had to rejig everything. It's actually been just over a year since I've done a Larimar. So let's see if I can still do it. I mixed up my white. The white is what you have the most of. I don't do a push. The resincourses.com course, which I recommend you take, and I did take. Ooh, look at that. So I used Castin Craft. And because I haven't used that Castin Craft in a year, even though I shook it up really well, it's really quite paste-like. So I think I may just, I don't know, have to get another bottle or just figure out the, what to do using Julie's bloom paste, which I know you can use as well. Oy. Oy vey. That's going to be an issue. Isn't it funny? You don't see that stuff until you pour it out. Anyway, let me get this out and into all the edges. Make sure I've got everything mixed up. So you can see the bloom underneath. And it looks like it bloomed really well. And this time I'm also going to do what I saw Julie do not so long ago is, yeah, I got to get that out because that's just going to push to the side and make everything not great. All right, so what I ended up doing is I did end up putting 1 drop of Julie's bloom paste in there. So I kind of combined both. I don't know if that was a good idea or not, but it seemed like it at the time. All right, let's torch this. Get those bubbles out. I'm trying to be very careful as I get to the edge of the mold. This is gonna be very bubblicious. Wow, look at all those bubbles. The resin that I'm using for the Larimar is, again, the Art Pro, and it's a 3-part A to 2-part B. And I use ChatGPT, my BFF, to figure out the ratios for the total amount of resin that I wanted to mix up. I am using acrylic inks by Holbein, Quinacridone Magenta, primary Cyan, and primary yellow. And you want your inks to be really dark in the cup, but still be transparent when you move it up the side. So that's what mine are looking like right now. And the yellow's gonna take way more drops than the other colors. And you just have to find your way with it. Okay, so I'm gonna do puddle pours. Individual puddles here, there, and everywhere. You know what? I'm gonna take my sticks out. So that I can do this. And I've never done that before. And I thought, hey, that looks really cool. So I want to try and get a little bit of a rainbow effect with this, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to do that. So all combined, this should hold 142 grams of resin. My first layer was 60 grams, so I had to subtract that out. And calculate what I needed for the second layer. So this is kind of cool because when you mix these colors, the primary colors, you're going to get your secondary colors of orange, green, and purple. Hopefully, if all goes to plan. You can see that starting to happen. And now I'm going to put you on a torch, and then I'm going to put you on a bit of a time lapse. All right, let's do it. Moment of truth time. Did my bloom plus Larimar with puddles work? We're about to find out together. 1, 2, 3. No. Wow, even my bloom didn't work that well. I'm back. My whole camera holder unhooked. So the concept is good. The execution was lacking in everything. But I want to show you this because even after all this time, things happen. And resin is fickle. That just means I get to go again. So I'm gonna try it one more time and see if I can improve on this. All right, I will catch you on the next video. Thanks for being here. Bye for now.